Welcome back everyone to A Bad Boy is Back. Cobra Kai Season 6 Watch Party! Oh yes, Mike Barnes is back.
Mike fucking Barnes.
And he's not so much badass as bad boy.
Yeah, he does not look so bad to me.
As I predicted, Barnes is recruited by Daniel and Johnny to be an objective judge of the students and decide who is going to make the team. While simple in nature, this is a massive reveal for the Sekai Taikai in all of Season 6. First off is the tournament. Barnes has personal knowledge of how it works. Though America has never participated as a world-class tournament fighter, he knew several people who have. It's very likely he's attended before as a spectator. This is vital as it now gives Daniel and Johnny some inside knowledge about how it's going to operate. That was definitely their biggest handicap going into all this. Now Barnes talks about there being several events. It confirms that it will be much bigger than the All Valley, which was mostly fighting. Even the skills competition was just sort of a big montage and not very interesting. These events will be numerous and challenging. We've likely already seen some of them that Barnes is going to have the students do. At the end of the clip, he tells them to get on the sparring deck. He's preparing for a major task. This is likely the capture the flag or flag karate fighting we saw in the full trailer. Now how this will actually go, we don't know. Is it a team event or a last man standing event? Either way, this is definitely only one of the many events Barnes is going to throw at the students. Otherwise, the fights on the sparring deck are definitely all part of this episode and part of the eliminations. The trailer gave us the line,
Just means I'm gonna have to be Robbie again.
that seems to indicate there will be precisely one boy and one girl fighter. That is obviously for the kumite or sparring portion of the Sekai Taikai. You can rest assured that'll still be the biggest part of the tournament. It is a show after all. The immediate consideration is these eliminations will create a lot of drama amongst the students. Everyone wants to act like a big man, they don't care if they're chosen, but this is for world glory. Of course they want to be the main chosen fighter. What happens between Miguel and Robbie will definitely have ramifications on their personal relationship. And it's not just them. We've been getting a glimpse of a showdown between Tory and Sam, and it's almost certainly part of
Mike fucking Barnes.
elimination trials. Considering these two have never really gotten over their differences, you can be certain the loser will harbor a lot of negative feelings and resentment toward the winner. I'm now suspecting this may take place around when this scene happens. Tory is not happy with Sam. Is that because she was eliminated and Sam became captain? Very possible. You recall from the earlier footage of them training at the Sekai Taikai, Tory was conspicuously absent. Did she up and quit? Is she not there because she wasn't invited? But then why are Robbie and Miguel both there? If they have to pick one, you would think there would be just one. It doesn't make sense. There is another less happy reason for why Tory is not at the Sekai Taikai. That is her mother. Now, I've been predicting her mom will die for a while. I'm kind of all in on that matter. Fate can be a cruel witch, and it's very possible her mom dies shortly before they are to leave for the tournament. That would likely stop Tory from going. She has to plan services, she has to take care of her brother, she has to fight off her annoying aunt. She cannot take off for a karate tournament 6,000 miles away. She's stuck at home dealing with family issues instead of taking her one shot for international glory. Like I said, fate is a cruel witch, or at least the writing staff. From a writing standpoint, it feels like kicking Tory back down the moment she has a chance to rise up. But that is drama. Don't forget that. Kick your characters when they're down, throw rocks at them, all that stuff. Except if you are a Tory fan, it will feel like a gut punch. Either way, Tory's nowhere to be seen. And combined with her resentment towards Sam and the simple fact that
Mike fucking Barnes
specifically said he's doing eliminations, there is reason to conclude he takes her off the team. Now, granted, she could still be training directly with Barnes, or Chosen, or even Julie Pierce. It's not a sure thing, but that sort of conflict would create tension at the end of part 1 and carry through part 2. Barnes is tough and no nonsense. This fierce personality is what a lot of people were looking for in season 5. I'm thrilled that it's here now. I'm personally hyped. This scene is as exciting as the trailer. A further look at the possibilities are numerous. After all, he is a tournament expert and could be key in helping them prepare for the unique challenges presented by this format. You can imagine Barnes working with the different students and how he relates and bonds to each one. It would be great to see him with Hawk. I think they would bond over their mutual bad boy style. Plus, he's a much better mentor for Hawk than Kreese ever was. And maybe he can get in a little bit of a rematch against Daniel. Johnny's not the only one, you know. I mean, he could have won back in '85 and by rights should have. It was only Terry Silver's insane plan, which mostly served as a plot device, that led it to that moment. They fought a little bit back in season 5, but that was just playful. At some point, we need to show the realization that Daniel's win in '85 was legitimate but also kinda lucky. As Mike Barnes was a part of the Silver Raid, there's likely fallout that he has to deal with Johnny and Chosen. You don't raid a mortal enemy like that and not come out as friends. Hopefully, since he is appearing early on, he will be around for much of the season. Mike Barnes needs a comeback storyline, as he lost much in season 5. He got that painting and it's worth a fortune, but it may not be enough to get him fully back on board. It'll be a lot more interesting for us if we see that process. And what about Hawk? Is he facing the Barnes elimination? Hawk has had one of the most interesting stories so far. He relied on his friends and found an alternate source of power. He was able to channel all of it into his karate and win the All Valley like the champion he is. But then his reign as champion has been a little rocky. Daniel shut down the dojo and Kenny scored a lucky hit with a biased ref for the Sekai Taikai qualifiers. That put him out of commission and made him look bad. I suppose looking bad isn't that big a deal, but fans wanted to see Hawk dominate, and he just didn't. Instead, he was nerfed. He was unable to truly embody the badass attitude we'd seen earlier seasons. We've come to expect it. What happened? But Hawk would certainly be training with Daniel and Johnny. They're his senseis. It's also not even a matter of one boy and one girl, since both Miguel and Robbie are there. I suspect one of the reasons could be an injury. There's also a more straightforward explanation for Hawk's absence. In season 5, Miguel and Robbie chose him to fight for the qualifiers. He was honored. Perhaps in the finals or whatever, there can only be 2 or maybe even only 1 male fighter. He could be returning the favor and taking himself out of the contention. He wants either Miguel or Robbie to take the mantle and fight. That is perhaps the most satisfying answer. Hawk willingly steps aside to return the favor that was shown to him last season. A dose of humility and confidence in his friends and fellow dojo members would be the perfect capstone to such an incredible roller coaster story. I like that because it means Hawk isn't eliminated by Mike Barnes. There will be tons more coming before release date. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. You don't want to miss anything. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.